practices, and also will give you a brief introduction to automation and how it can help you leverage the power of Google automatically without much of intervention from your side, right? Obviously, if you have any questions, please feel free. Just keep typing in your questions there and we'll get to them at the end. Before we get started, a quick introduction. My name is Supriya, and I'm joined here by my colleague Nishant, and we both work for ClapAds.
Hi
ClapAds is
everyone.
a yeah. So ClapAds is a Google Ads search automation platform, and we worked most of last year very closely with Google to develop this platform because Google realized that a lot of small and medium businesses are not getting the right results from Google Ads, and they wanted us to create a platform which automates most of the tasks for SMEs, and that's what made us develop ClapAds. So let's get started. A little while ago, I mentioned that you can't afford to miss Google Ads from your marketing campaign. But why is that so? The reason why Google Ads is so important is it's intent driven compared to other platforms like Facebook or Instagram and even LinkedIn for that matter, which are more of interest led campaigns, right? People go there to consume interesting content. And by the way, they end up seeing your ad if they happen to be in your target audience. But Google Ads is very unique. Google Ads appears only when the searcher's intent to purchase is very high. So if a user has gone to google.com and put in a certain keyword, the intent to purchase is already established. This is also the reason why Google Ads ends up delivering higher conversion rates when compared to other platforms. So if you are running campaigns on a few platforms and you compare the performance, you'll notice that the conversions that are coming from Google Ads are much higher converting than other platforms. Of course, if you're a new company, it also helps you with brand building. Let's say a user doesn't know about your company but is looking for your service or product and ends up going to Google and searching for that service or product, and your ad comes up. So your user automatically gets to know about you, builds your brand, and then you can also end up retargeting that user through other Google properties. So it's a win-win, right? A lot of customers come to us and ask, why can't we invest in search engine optimization? Why don't I spend my money and time in organic results? Why should I spend on Google search ads? I mean, of course, this is a valid point. But let's face it, it's not that easy to come on the first page of Google through SEO. It's definitely a very time consuming process. And if you don't want to wait that long, Google Ads provides you with a shortcut. Another reason why Google Ads is very important and you cannot afford to miss it is because of the increasing use of mobile phones to search. So let's say even if you spent a lot of time and effort and your website or landing page is on page one of Google search ads organically, you still might end up losing your customers to your competitor if you do not go with Google Ads. Let me just explain shortly with an example. Let's say you're a company who's providing pet services, and your customer goes to a mobile phone and keys in pet services. Do you notice that even if you're on number one position of organic Google results, the user will still have to scroll a couple of times before he sees about you? So this is one reason why you cannot afford to miss Google Ads, because more and more people are using mobile phones to search, and globally Google accounts for 86% of mobile search traffic. So that's why Google is so powerful. But it's powerful, but it's also complicated. It's always changing, and it's very time consuming, right? It requires a professional to sit down and constantly manage and optimize in order to get the best results. And also, if you don't know what you're doing, you can end up, your monthly budget can get wiped out in a matter of hours without having shown any results whatsoever. So it can be, again, as I said, a very costly experiment. So you have to know what you're doing on Google Ads in order to get the right results. So a quick poll. Can you help me on your screens, can you tell me how many of you are either currently using or have used Google Ads in the past for your marketing efforts? Is the poll visible? This is good for me to know so that I know which how many people are already experienced in Google Ads, and so that that you can understand much better, or do I need to go a bit more to the basics and explain? So I'll just wait for a few seconds. Okay, so majority of you, I just got the results, and majority of you have used Google Ads, which is great. And so good that you're here, you've used it, and you've seen the power, you know how powerful Google is, and you're here now to learn how you can improve it, improve upon your efforts. So let's get started with some basic fundamentals. A few important phrases. When I say search term, these are terms that I'll be using throughout the webinar, so I don't want any ambiguity. So search term is a phrase that a user keys in to search on google.com. Whereas a keyword is a phrase that you bid on, and Google uses that keyword to match your ad with the user's search query. All right. Same way, negative keywords are those keywords which you definitely do not want your ad to show for, right? Every penny counts. We don't want people who are irrelevant to click on our ads and waste our money. So we definitely want to rule out career keywords like jobs, courses, training, classes, free, cheap. These kind of keywords you definitely want to avoid and run away from. Next is very important is audience targeting. So you can tell basically you can tell Google specifically whom you want to target with your ads. You can target based on gender, age, location, even their long-term interests and affinities as well. So you can specify to a very granular level whom Google should you show your ads to. Ad copy is the text that appears in your ad. The text that appears in response to the user's search term. The ones that you see, ad, and the text that you see on Google, that's your ad copy. A very important and relevant thing for us today. We'll be speaking more about this in later slides. CTA is a call to action, is basically the action that you want your user to take. Let's say somebody has clicked on your ad, and what do you want them to do? Do you want them to book a ticket, or do you want them to download an app? What is it that you want to achieve, right? That's the call to action. Another basic fundamental that a lot of people don't know about, but which is very, very important, is Google Ads campaign structure. So Google basically follows a 3-layer design of Google Ads. At the topmost is the ad campaign, which is a set of ad groups that will basically share a budget and other targeting parameters. Under campaigns come your ad groups. Ad groups are basically your ads aligned and organized by a common theme. And under each ad group, you will have your relevant keywords and ad text as well as landing pages. Just to, this is very important because as you start advertising on Google Ads, you will get a lot of data. You want to be able to compare your campaigns and keywords and ad groups and make adjustments, remove what's not working. If you don't have a clearly defined ad campaign structure, it will be very difficult to do so. So just as you're starting out, you should have a very clearly defined ads campaign structure. I'll just explain this to you with an example. I've taken an example of a chocolate company. So let's say the chocolate company wants to promote its chocolate bars and holiday gift boxes on Google, right? So under its AdWords account, it will create 2 campaigns, one each for chocolate bars and one for holiday gift boxes. And under chocolate bars, it will have again its own flavors, right? Raspberry, vanilla, caramel. And holiday boxes similarly will have its own ad groups. These now will help you choose keywords for the relevant ad group. So obviously your keywords for raspberry chocolate bar will be different from your Valentine's Day holiday gift boxes. Same way the ad copy for vanilla will be different than the promotional boxes that you're trying to sell. So this way, if you can have a clearly defined structure, this will help you run your campaigns more smoothly. As you begin to collect data, you will be able to compare the performance of your campaigns clearly. Now, we are ready to get started. Now we know the basic fundamentals and we are ready to get started. But hold on. Before you do anything else, first you should know who your target audience is, right? That's where it all starts. Create a clear buyer persona, put yourself in their shoes. This will help you understand where they live online, what are their motivations, what are they actually looking for, and how can you attract them. So you have to spend some time knowing your target audience very, very deeply. This is not just applicable for Google Ads, but this is applicable in general in marketing. But that's an important step. That's why I decided to mention it here. More relevant for Google Ads, you have to identify the right keywords as well as negative keywords. This will, in the long run, it will help you save a lot of money and effort if you know which keywords your users might use to search for you. Third thing that is very important is writing effective ad copy. I'll spend a little more time on this in a later slide, but basically know that the only difference between why a user will click on your ad compared to your competitor, at the end, it ends up at the quality of your creative content. You have to use your space very, very wisely, and that's why you need to spend time on that. Last but not the least, you should decide what your bidding strategy is going to be. Is it going to be, do you want to maximize your clicks? Do you want more and more number of people to click on your ad and just visit your website? Or do you want them to take a certain action so you can maximize conversions? So the relevance will vary. So your bidding strategy will basically depend on your marketing goals. So decide on that. A small tip here is always you should bid on your brand name. If you don't, your competitor will. And very frankly, it's not a very good thing that a user is actually searching for your company name and your company name doesn't even turn up and your competitor's name turns up. So you're basically rejecting your customers, right? We'll move on to the next phase of this webinar, which is generally followed best practices. As I had mentioned, that we worked very closely with Google, and in the process, we ended up discovering a few ground rules or search hygiene, as they call it, things that you should definitely do in order to get the best Google Ads results. So it's not as easy as just setting up your campaign and waiting for results. So you have to do a few more things, and the general best practices is have a goal. Everything that you do in Google Ads has to end up achieving that goal. So if you are selecting your bidding strategy, you have to align it with your goal. If you're writing your ad copy, it has to align with your goal. Everything that you do on Google Ads has to align with the goal that you're trying to achieve. So set a very clear, simple goal before you start off your Google Ads journey. Second important general best practice is optimize your landing page. You need to imagine the pity that it'll be that you've spent a lot of time and effort in advertising. You've reached your target audience. Your target audience has even clicked on your ad. But after coming to your landing page, he gets confused and leaves without converting. It's such a pity, right? So you need to spend some time on your landing page. It also helps Google understand what you're trying to sell and have a clear, simple CTA, call to action. Don't confuse them. Repeat the same message that the user has read in the ad and decided to come to your landing page. So follow these few steps and ensure that your page doesn't scroll a lot before they see the call to action. So these are a few things that you can do to optimize your landing page. Another very important but often overlooked component is conversion tracking. It's a small pixel that Google gives you, which you should put on your landing page code so that you can see what your users are doing on your landing page. and then you can optimize based on that, right? So if you don't place the conversion pixel, you are actually blind to a lot of things that are happening after the user has clicked on your ad. So this is a very important step and which you should follow as a general best practice. I can't state the importance of this enough. Analyze, optimize, and repeat. This is a mantra that you cannot afford to lose. You need to, as you get your data, you should analyze what's working, what's not working. Go there, remove your non-performing ads, remove your non-performing keywords, add your negative keywords, do all this. Go back, link your Google Ads account to your Google Analytics, and ensure that you're getting analyzing all the data that you're collecting and optimizing based on that. And it's a repetitive process. You need to do this for some time for you to get the best results. Which brings me to the next best practice. This is a very common mistake that a lot of people do. They start off with a very small budget. They say, okay, I'm going to try Google Ads with this small budget. Let's see if it gives me results. I'll continue. If it doesn't give me results, I'm going to stop. That's a huge mistake. Basically, as I said, you need time. You need to analyze. You need to optimize your campaigns in order to get the best results. That takes time. Time takes money. So you start off, whenever you're starting off, you should start off at least with a 3-month campaign. Put your money there. You'll definitely see the results if you do this religiously, if you analyze, if you optimize your landing page, if you analyze your conversions that are coming in, you will start seeing results. But it needs time. This is a process. It is not an overnight process. It'll take a little time, and Google suggests a minimum of 3 months, because Google is also has a learning engine behind. It takes time to learn exactly what you're trying to achieve, and then give you the best results. So whenever you're starting your Google Ads journey, ensure you start with a substantial budget and a duration. The last best practice that I want to talk about today is enable retargeting. This is actually costs you nothing, but it's very important. If you enable retargeting in your Google Ads campaigns, and if whenever a customer clicks on an ad and comes to your website, you can retarget them as they go about other Google properties. This costs, obviously it will cost you if they click on those ads, but this will help you actually retarget and reach those potential customers, and again contribute to a higher conversion rate, as we had spoken about earlier. Okay. Moving on, I had promised that I will spend some time on writing effective ad copy. This is an important step, and this is why I wanted to spend some time on this. I've selected this ad to show you what a great ad looks like, and why I'll share with you why it's such a great ad. But before I do that, let me tell you that whenever you sit down to write your ad copy, you should basically ask yourself 3 questions. One is, what do I have to offer? Why should my customer click on my ad? Right? Another thing that you should ask yourself is, what do I want to accomplish? What is my call to action going to be? What action do I want my user to take? The third and last question you should ask, obviously, yourself is, who are my customers? This will help you use the right language, understand their motivation, ensure that you have addressed, given them all the information that you possibly can, so that you reduce the friction and give them a smooth journey, give them a smooth experience, answer all their questions, let them click on your ad, go to an optimized landing page, and get them to convert. So this should be the journey. So now coming to this ad that I want to show here. So basically, there are a few things which they've done right. I'll go through those. One is a simple and clear call to action. Right? It's a hotel site. They want people to book hotels, so they have given a clear and simple CTA called Book Now. Right? Another thing that they have done right is they have given a very eye-catching offer. So basically, they have understood that their target audience is looking for great rates from them. So they have mentioned that they provide great rates without any booking fees. So that's a very eye-catching, attractive offer that they are giving. The third thing is, look at the way they have used the description space. Google search engine's result page is a very, very precious real estate. So use this space very, very wisely. They have mentioned here that they have a wide range of properties. Then they have established their authority, saying that they are the biggest travel site in the world. They are giving another benefit to their users, which is instant confirmation, a secure booking experience. We speak your language. That is yet another, because they know their customers are could be anywhere in the world, so they speak all languages. So these are huge benefits that they are giving to their users and invite users to click on their ad. The last thing that I want to talk about here is the use of extensions. So this extra space, extra links that you see here, they are called extensions. This again costs you nothing extra to put it there, but it'll increase the space that you appear on a Google search engine page. So this is something that you must use. There are variety of extensions that you can use. So let's say if you have a phone number where somebody can reach you, give a call extension. Or if there is a contact page where they can go and leave their details and get somebody to call them back, leave a contact page call extension. So you use this space wisely, and this will help you gain more space on the Google search results. By now, you guys must be thinking, "Oh my God, what is Supriya saying?" Right? She has already given so many things to do. We are already having to do so many things. How can we do all this on our own? So this is where automation comes in. Basically, automation helps take away a lot of your basic repetitive tasks and give you a seamless experience so that you make the most of Google Ads. And Google Ads provides this service, automation service to you for free of cost. So there are certain things that you can automate for free on Google Ads, and that is something that you must utilize in order to get the best out of Google Ads. Let's have a quick poll here again. Can you tell me if you have used any automation tool in the past? Chaitanya, can we have the poll up, please? Are you guys able to see the poll? Okay. So a majority of you have not used automation tools, I see. But we are living in a world where a lot of things are getting automated around us, and we should utilize the power when we get it. And that is why, let me take you through why automation is most important, right? So basically, what automation does is it will help you leverage the power of intent to connect with your users at the right time. And it will also help you drive the best performance for your ads without much effort from your end. So let's say if you're asking yourself questions like, which message should I show to my audience? Or how can I optimize my campaigns in real time? Or how much should I bid per auction? So I have discovered my key automation. Google is basically a set of repetitive, time consuming tasks. It's tedious to sit there and go through a lot of these things again and again, day after day, day after day. So these kind of tasks, of course, automation can take away from your hands, save you a lot of time which you can utilize in another direction. Okay. The other reason is machines are definitely getting much better at doing a lot of tasks than humans possibly ever can. You have We all have our limitations, right? As human beings, we have data crunching limitation, we have time limitations, we have network limitations, we have so many limitations, but machines do not have those limitations, and they can of course use that effort much more effectively than us. And it also works around the clock. I mean, we obviously cannot sit 24 hours and keep looking at Google Ads, but the automation engine can do that for you. Okay. Also, it will help you discover opportunities that you might have overlooked. There are, let's say, if there is a set of target audience which Google feels that it could be relevant for you, it will actually recommend those opportunities to you. So these are things, these are advantages that automation offers, which definitely everybody should take advantage of. So that brings us to what all can you automate in Google Ads. There are quite a few things actually that you can automate. One is your bidding strategy, right? Depending, as we spoke about earlier, let's say if you want more and more people to click and visit your website, so you could go for maximize clicks as your bidding strategy. Or if you want to reach a target cost per action, target CPA, you could give that as your bidding strategy. And Google engine will work on optimizing your campaigns based on the bidding strategy that you have specified. So that is something that it can automate. It's called smart bidding. It will help you. This is a very, very useful automation tool that people use a lot, and it can do much better than what humans can. You can also set up automation rules. Let's say you're a company which does not deliver products over the weekend. So you can pause your ads during weekends. Set simple rules. Tell Google, pause all my low performing ads. So Google basically will do the analysis for you and pause your ads which are low performing. You can also adjust your bids based on certain parameters, like if you're not reaching your target return on ad spend on certain campaigns, those can be stopped or paused for the time being. So these are simple rules that you can set up in Google, which will help you without your intervention. It can take care of simple things for you. Another thing that you can automate, as I said, mentioned, extensions are very important. If you give Google if you give your Google site links and you ask Google to automate your extensions, it will basically look for relevance, and it'll boost your performance, make your ads more likely to be clicked without any extra cost. But it will basically show if your extension is relevant, it'll automatically show up for that audience. Dynamic ad copy is yet another automation tool available from Google. This is a fairly recent entrant into their arsenal. Basically, it's very interesting. What it does is every day Google is getting new search terms, which even Google doesn't know. About 15% of all searches on Google every day are new, completely new. So if Google doesn't know, obviously we also don't know. Only our customers know what they're going to use to search, right? So if you run a dynamic ad campaign, what Google will do is it will realize what is a search term that the user has keyed in and customize your headline to match the search query of the user. This is all done in real time without your intervention. So this is so amazing. This is so useful for a lot of people, because when the user is searching for something and the ad comes up with similar wording talking about the similar thing, that user definitely is much more likely to click on your ad rather than your competitor's ad. Finally, local campaigns. Local campaigns basically are focused to drive your offline goals. So if you're a company which has store locations and you're looking to drive more and more people to your stores, so you can give a few inputs like your store locations and your campaign budget to Google, and Google's machine learning technology will automatically optimize your bids and ad placements to maximize your store visits. And this will happen across all Google properties. So this is another thing that you can automate with Google. So a quick recap. I think I've shared a lot. So I'll just do a very quick recap so that to make the most of Google Ads, all you need to do is basically follow the general best practices that we had shared earlier. You should definitely spend a lot of time in researching for the relevant keywords, and also spend a lot of time in writing the best ad copy that you can. Ensure that you are utilizing all the checklists that we had shared of the CTA, use of extensions, description space, specifically highlighting your offer. Follow this checklist and spend time on these things. This will definitely, at the end of the day, it will give you the the best bang for your buck. And finally, use the power of automation to save yourself a lot of time, effort, and also maximize your returns. This is something that costs you nothing, but it can be very, very beneficial for you. So you definitely use the power of Google's automation engine. That brings me to almost the end of the webinar, and here I'll basically just like to speak a little bit about ClapAds. As I had mentioned, we worked very closely with Google Singapore whole of last year. Google told us, okay, we realize there is a very huge SME population in India and Southeast Asia, and we realize that they are not getting the best results from Google. Right, a lot of people are trying it and they are taking a step back. So, can you help us create a tool which can automate a lot of these tasks? And we'll work with you. So, we worked with Google's technology team and developed this platform, and which basically leverages automation to make it very fast and easy for SMEs to roll out their campaigns and then sit back and let the engine do its thing and give the best results and reach new customers more easily through Google Search Ads. So basically, Clap Ads can help you automate your keyword selection, ad copy creation, as well as your bidding optimization. So all these things can happen with you only giving a few parameters like your budget, the duration of your campaign, the audience, as well as your landing page. And then basically you just sit back and we do the work. The ClapAds platform will do the work for you. You can always go back and check whether it's working or make certain tweaks of your own. But basically the majority of your effort gets taken care of by the platform. And we are happy to partner with Cloworks and give a very special offer to Cloworks members. Basically, when you sign up as a Clowork member, if you sign up for ClapAds, we reduce our general platform, usual platform fee to 5%, only 5% of what you're spending on Google Ads. We take it as a platform fee for the first 3 months. And after 3 months, once you've seen the how beneficial it is, and if you want to continue, you will be charged with a fee of 10% of your Google Ads spend. We'll also help you do a complimentary SEO audit of your landing page, and we will give you certain suggestions for improvement, how you can optimize your landing page. This is again a very special thing that we are doing for Cloworks members. So usually the platform charges 15%, but for about 15 months as a Clowork member, you can enjoy these promotional rates when you sign up for ClapAds. So that brings me to the end of my webinar. I hope you all were able to follow. All right. Okay. Now brings us to the question and answer session. If you have any questions, Nishant will also join me in answering your questions. I see one answer. Nishant, do you want to take over?
Yeah, hi. So basically, if you are looking for an average sizable budget to experiment for 3 months, so it depends upon that what is the lead volume that you are looking at and what is your average revenue per lead. So on the basis of that, only you'll be able to decide a sizable budget for your campaign for any kind of an experiment. Hello.
Yeah. So basically, if you want to finalize how much is your budget, there is another, as Nishant mentioned, you can use a simple under ClapAds. We give you a budget calculator, but basically, rule of thumb could be if you know how much how much you're going to benefit, how much is your expected returns from your each customer, you can take that. You can also mention how many people are going you can service, and you can take that and kind of multiply these two and ensure that your budget is able to reach at least that many people. I hope I've answered your question. I think we got one more question, Nishant.
Yeah, so it says if you are running local ads, then which Google inventory is more recommended? And is my custom affinity users can be targeted? So yes, when you're using local ads, then we can definitely recommend you to use Google Search Ad Network, and you can even use Google Display Network also. And yes, you can target your custom affinity audience in that, and you can even do retargeting activities on that.
But as a rule of thumb, when you're just starting out, then I would suggest that Google gives you the option of going for search network only and search plus display network. I would suggest that basically at the end of the day, it actually depends on your goals. But I would suggest you select search network only, because what happens in display is, although you get a much wider reach, the conversion rates are definitely much lower when compared to search. So why do you want to uh, uh, kind of dilute your budget? You can focus your budget on search and try to increase your conversions through search before you move to display. We have any other questions?
Yeah, we have one more. How to leverage Google Ads when in initial phase of a startup? I believe, Supriya, you can answer this.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, basically, when even as a startup, as a somebody who's just starting out with Google Ads, you have to have a landing page. When a user clicks on your ad, ensure that you take them to a page which does not distract them, gives them the information in a simple way, gives them what your expectation is from them. If you need them to fill up a form, show them the form without having to scroll. Give them a clear reason why they should take give you their details, or these kind of things. If you follow in the initial phase of a startup, you have to give a lot of information from your side. So ensure that you're giving them as much information as possible in the simplest way. Also, let Google run your Google Ads campaigns for a period of 3 months. Analyze and optimize. Keep optimizing your campaigns. And at the end, when you start seeing people coming in, even if the people don't convert, you can continue to retarget them on other Google properties. And then that way you can increase the chances of conversion. Can we use survey as a driver for brand reach via Google Ads? Nishan? Can we use survey as a driver for brand reach via Google Ads?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, you can use surveys as a driver for brands to reach you via Google Ads. So, what you can do is you can even promote your surveys and everything via your search campaigns, and you can use that traffic and do retargeting on that traffic. So, yes, there is a possibility.
There's another question, Nishant. If my e-commerce startup selling t-shirts, there are already big companies in the market. How to set keywords? So first of all, if you're an e-commerce company, you should definitely look at Google Shopping. You must use Google Shopping campaigns to set up your campaigns instead of search. This is something that again will help you a lot, because it can easily quickly pick up your inventory from your e-commerce website, and it'll show for that. Yes, of course, it's a challenge when you are against big behemoths and very big giants in the same area. It always ends up as a struggle. How do you differentiate yourself? Then you should definitely not only depend on Google Ads. You have to basically also work a lot on brand building, and for that you should definitely you look at other platforms as well. There you should look for people who are already interested and target them based on their interests, rather than waiting for them to search for you. So let's say if I'm a person who's searching for a t-shirt, and I go in and I see on one side I see Amazon, and on the other side I see Flipkart, and then I see a third company which I've not heard of, it's probably I will probably go and click on one of the two giants, right? So I have to ensure that the customer knows about me. I've already established a bit of trust in the user's mind before I go and try to sell on Google search. So first of all, even if you're advertising on Google, you must utilize Google Shopping. Two, before that, I think you should work a little bit more on building your brand and building a brand recall for customers. Are there any other questions, guys? Uh, I think we just answered this, right? Can we create service? Yes, you can
Yes, you
do that.
can. Yeah.
Oh, there, I think he has added one more thing and connect to Google Sheets. Is that possible? I'm not very certain
Yes,
about that.
we can connect. We can create service and we can connect it with Google Sheets. That is possible. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One more. Okay. Thank you. So they got it. Any other questions that we can help to answer? Can I have a quick poll, Chaitanya? Okay. How much budget to be allocated for services based company? So budget basically it really depends a lot on a lot of factors, right? First is obviously what is it that you're going to make from your customers. Let's say a customer does come and convert. How much are you going to make? You should definitely, for every dollar that you spend on Google Ads, you can get up to 2 to 25 times return on that. So you should see how much return are you wanting to make out of your Google Ads campaign, right?
So
So let's
basically,
say,
instead of considering it as a cost, you can think about it as ROAS. And like for example, you can look at a multiplication factor of 2x, minimum of 2x, and then calculate an average budget. And apart from that, it depends on other factor also, that what kind of services are you providing, what is the average revenue that you are generating, what are the other costs that are there related to marketing. So there are multiple factors to calculate that.
so, for example, if you go on Clap Ads, we again, as I had mentioned, we have a budget calculator where we take a few parameters from you based on what are you expecting as a return on your ad spend, and a few other parameters, and we suggest how much your daily budget should be. That's just a recommendation. Of course, it has to align with your situation as well. So that's a recommendation that we can give through the platform. Do we get ROI with regards to keywords in our ads? Yes, as just if you remember, I had mentioned the campaign structure. So if you create a clearly defined campaign structure in your Google AdWords account, you will be able to run your performance analytics on the basis of at campaign level, at ad group level, at keyword level, and even down to ads level. You can basically see from which keyword or from which ad group you're getting the maximum conversions. So you can, that really depends on, at the end of the day, if you have clearly defined your campaign structure or not. So if you do that, then definitely you can get your ROI with regards to keywords that are giving you the best return on your investment. Any platform to build branding, or is it just more publicity and discount? Of course, there are a lot of platforms available to build your brand. As I think he's the same person who was talking about the e-commerce. So I had mentioned then that you have interest-led platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn is there, Twitter is there. There are so many others. If you're looking at a younger audience, you can even look at TikTok or these kind of platforms, right? And you can build your brand there. Apart from that, of course, Google Ads does help in brand building also, as I had mentioned. So even if a person is not looking for your company, but is looking for a service that your company provides, and goes up to search for that service, and your ad comes up, that can also help in building your brand. At least it builds awareness for your brand. Uh, okay, mail us details. Sorry, Mahesh, I did not understand what you mean, mail us detailed report.
So basically, he just mentioned to audit his company. He shared his website
Okay.
link.
All right.
Yeah.
Nishant, can you please take note of this? We'll definitely do that. Mahesh, thank you. D spaces. Great.
And apart from that, Mahesh, even what you can do is you can go to our website and there is a free audit option there. You can just register there itself.
Great. But we'll get in touch
Yeah.
with you, Mahesh. Are there any other questions that we can help to answer? If not, then can I request Chaitanya? Can you just put up a quick poll? I would like to know whether you guys found this session useful, and if there's anything else that you would want us to cover in any other upcoming webinar. Please do let us know so that we can work on that as well. Great. Thank you so much. 100% we have got a positive feedback. You found this session useful. Thank you all for your time. I know this is not the most ideal situation that we are all living in, but it's all going to end soon. And we'll all be back to business, and let's work on, and let's take advantage of all the platforms out there and that can help us grow our business, and Google Ads definitely, as I mentioned, should be one of them. So thanks all of you for your time.
Thank you so much, Supriya. Thank you so much for making time out of your busy schedule and joining us today.
Oh, it's a
It's
pleasure.
been
Our
a
pleasure.
pleasure. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining today's webinar. Thank you.